In some of Sydney's newest outer suburbs, families have bought into the Australian dream.
Hi, Meg. Hello, Meg.
Many are migrants who moved here lured by the promise of a brighter future for their children.
We knew that all the when they build the new high school in the new area, you're gonna get the good education.
In 2019, Alpesh Pawar and his friend both bought land in Marsden Park, 50 kilometres from Sydney's CBD. The new community offers large, more affordable homes, but the compromise for many is a long commute to work.
Because we knew about this before moving here, that we have to travel 3 hours at least. But we sacrificed these 3 hours because we knew the high school is coming up.
4 years on, the high school that was promised in 2019 is still an empty block. One of the closest public schools is 10 kilometres away, but it's over capacity. So Mr. Pawar enrolled his son in the nearby private school.
It wasn't painful first year too much, but this year definitely, after increasement of interest rate, now we're paying 50% more on our mortgage.
The government says the school will open in 2025. Labor says it will open the doors next year. But for this family, it might be too late as the financial strain grows.
We have to think for other options, like we have to maybe move somewhere to get a good school.
Marsden Park is the fastest growing suburb in New South Wales, a prime example of the new suburbs popping up on the outskirts of Australia's most expensive housing market. More than 14,000 people live here now. 69% of them are couples with children. The population is expected to more than triple by 2040. Despite billions in government spending, voters say infrastructure isn't keeping up, adding to the pressure on their daily lives. Afrin Sultana and her family moved from Bangladesh to Sydney 3 years ago.
For me, I came here only because of my kids. I chose this life for my kids, for their better future.
While she loves her home, some costs are now hard to bear.
If I catch a toll road, it can be short, but I can't because this cost.
She avoids tolls, so her 3-hour round trip to work turns into 4.
Sometimes it's hard, yeah. And if you have kids at home, and they're calling you like, where are you, mama? Where, mama? It is sometimes, it is hard for me. Yeah.
She wants more public transport nearby.
If we have bus in near, so it is good for us.
Many families here rely on 2 incomes to pay for rising mortgages. But for Atiya Naznan, the shortage of local childcare places means she can't return to work.
We have applied for my son's childcare. That's been like more than a year. Yeah, but we have not got a place. And we need to apply for her as well. It is important for us because, both me and my husband, we work. So if we don't find a spot, especially for her, if we don't find a spot by the end of July, that would be hard for me to go back to work.
She's on the waiting list for the only nearby childcare centre.
I have been working since I graduated from university, so it's also not only for money, but also it's my kind of lifestyle that I work and I also spend time at home, so it's important for us.
These growing pains in Sydney's fringe seats are likely to impact the polls and could very well determine the outcome on the 25th of March. Why? Because it's happening in electorates crucial to this election. Labor is expected to retain this seat of Londonderry, but hopes to snatch neighbouring Riverstone and Penrith from the Liberals. There's also the new seat of Leppington, which will be tightly contested. So there are votes up for grabs for both major parties. Families in Sydney's outer suburbs are not ready to give up on the Australian dream. As the state election looms, the message from voters to all sides of politics is that keeping promises matters. Rani Hayman, ABC News, Sydney.
Bye-bye, Satak. Bye.